1990 was a breakout year for Hilary Duff. She starred in 3 high-profile movies: Agent Cody Banks, the Lizzie McGuire movie, and Cheaper by the Dozen. She would continue that trend in 2004 when she appeared alongside Chad Michael Murray in the storybook adaptation, A Cinderella Story.
And action!
Every little girl when they were younger wanted to be like Cinderella when you watch it. And it's a really cool story that's very uplifting. You see like all the hard times and the sad times and the bad times, and then of course everything ends up beautiful at the end.
It was a very strong part for her. She carried the whole film. Critics thought the movie did well.
And when it came to filling the shoes of a cultural icon like Cinderella, well, let's just say her colleagues didn't need a glass slipper to tell them Hilary was just the right fit.
She's still kind, and through it all, she'll sign everybody's autographs, and she'll do all these nice things when she's really tired. And I thought Cinderella should be kind, too, so she's beautiful and she's kind. I think she's a great Cinderella.
Hilary's the sweetest, kindest, really intelligent. She treats everybody with respect, and she's just fun to be around.
While Hilary was getting ready for the ball in A Cinderella Story, Haley was blowing up on the big screen with a little help from an alienated teen named Napoleon.
And action.
Okay, who wants Chimney Chambers next year? Not me.
I think it was extremely smart of Hilary Duff to take a role in a film like Napoleon Dynamite, which is quirky, which has sort of a culty kind of following. When you say vote for Pedro, almost every teenager knows what that is, but it's not a fluffy film. I think Haley very much held her own in that part. It was a big enough role to get her noticed by the public and really focused more on acting than it did sort of your charming, bubbly teenage personality.
Vote for Summer.
While both movies were successful in their own right, both Hilary and Haley were still very much about the music. And in July of 2004, Good Morning America invited the sisters to perform in front of a full house to help kick off their upcoming Most Wanted tour.
I can't believe it. They've said that it's the biggest crowd that they've had here, and I'm just like, oh my god, it's so exciting. You guys having fun?
The soundtrack for Cinderella Story is out now too.
Right. And that has a lot of songs like from Haley and I on it and some other artists.
We're talking about each other and like, she has new songs on the soundtrack, so.
You know what is so cool about it is like, I like acting and I like singing just the same, but like I get to be on the road with my sister and I get to like see the crowd and like how they support me, and it's so exciting, you know? Thank you.
Coming up later, Hilary's love life takes a shocking turn.
But you know what? I have met Joel Madden in person, and his eyes are quite dreamy. I don't blame the girl one bit.
2004 started off with a bang for the Duff sisters. Hilary's Cinderella Story proved to be a perfect fit, and Haley's Napoleon Dynamite exploded into a cult phenomenon. On top of that, the sister act had just kicked off Hilary's Most Wanted tour in front of a record crowd on national television. So what would be next for the ladies of Duff? Well, we'll let them tell you. Our lips are sealed.
Can you hear them? They talk about us, telling lies. Well, that's no surprise.
Yes, they did. They contributed a remake of the Go-Go's hit called Our Lips Are Sealed.
Our voices are really similar, which is cool. Because in all harmonies and stuff, it's like sister unison sound. It's really neat. So it should turn out good.
Pretty successful, played on radio, and did very well.
But for Hilary, it wouldn't take long to unseal her lips and raise her voice when she returned her attention back to the silver screen.
For this one, I really wanted to make sure I hadn't done anything like it. And it's a lot more dramatic than anything that I've ever worked on before. So that's really what drew me to it most of all. And I really love the cast that we're working with. We've got an excellent cast. And the director, of course, I had worked with him before 6 years ago. And he's really great.
A sentiment her peers obviously shared towards her as well.
I would love working with Hilary.
Working with Hilary is great.
Hilary's great.
It's great working with Hilary.
She's absolutely adorable and much more down to earth and warm, I guess, than I expected her to be, given the situation that she's in right now. She's got a lot of pressure, a lot of people pulling on her, and I'm really impressed with who she is as a person.
She's so sweet, like surprisingly sweet. You know, she's just such like a good-natured person.
Hilary is, I love Hilary.
But neither the fans nor the critics were showing much love for Raise Your Voice.
Raise Your Voice was unfortunately not very successful, both critically or box office-wise. Her acting was not very well received. It was considered quite a rip-off of Fame. And it was her attempt, I think, to try to do something more serious than the sort of comedic role.
Genius!
But it wouldn't be all bad for the lean, mean Lizzie Machine. She was still enjoying the success of her newly released clothing line, Stuffed by Duff, sold exclusively through Target stores in the U.S.
I'm just excited to be promoting something that I feel proud of and I think is cool.
She was also basking in her anointment as the new face of the trendy shoe company, Candies.
She's the queen of all media.
And she was now officially dating rocker frontman Joel Madden from the punk band Good Charlotte.
She's dating Joel Madden, who's like covered in tattoos. He's a total bad boy.
Everyone thinks she has like this dark side. But you know what? I have met Joel Madden in person, and his eyes are quite dreamy.
I love that.
Up next, Hilary's new man falls short.
You know, nobody's perfect.
In 2003, Hilary Duff was busy conquering TV, movies, and music. In fact, she was so hot, we put her on the cover of TV Guide magazine. Here's an exclusive look at the TV Guide photo shoot and some sound bites from our experts, explaining why they believe Hilary is America's newest sweetheart.
Well, we're doing a photo shoot for TV Guide, and it's very exciting. I was happy because when I first came, there's a trampoline here, and I'm obsessed with like gymnastics and stuff like that, so I'm very excited. It's really cool, actually. I know pretty much everyone that we've worked with before with like wardrobe and makeup and stuff, so it's really cool, and I like to, you know, sit and have it done and pick out the clothes. It's fun because I'm a girl and I'm 15, so I'm really into that kind of thing.
Hilary Duff is an American sweetheart because we really grew up with her. We've seen her since she was like in her early teens to now. She just celebrated her 18th birthday. She grew up on the Disney Channel. She does a little bit of everything. She sings, she acts, she's a spokesmodel, she's an entrepreneur.
She's done it all. She's got the triple threat, quadruple threat. She does movies, she does TV, she does film, she does a clothing line. I think on the side she does a little part-time marine biology.
Sweet. Sweet. She's a very sweet girl.
I am, yes.
Hilary Duff is so sweet. Like, I recently read that she gave $200,000 to Katrina victims, to the Red Cross, which is so nice. I mean, she didn't give anything to the tsunami victims. Whatever.
It's terrible. Hilary Duff became a household name because when she grew up on television, and her fan base kind of grew up with her through watching her Disney Channel shows.
It's amazing. It's really cool.
Hilary's bubbly, really bubbly. She's, you know, has all this energy.
I'm so excited. I can't wait.
In 2004, Hilary and Haley Duff were living the life they'd always dreamed of. They both had successful movies they were coming off of, and they were touring the country, singing in front of sold-out crowds. In 2005, Hilary had even found herself the perfect man. And no, we don't mean Good Charlotte's Joel Madden.
What makes today's perfect man perfect? What is it that he says or does that makes him a woman's perfect man? My character's name is Holly, and she's a really different, cool, artistic, free-spirited girl. And she's grown up with not much security in her life. She's become a little bit jaded in not a bad way, but just in a way where she doesn't let herself get too close to things.
Well, moviegoers and critics weren't getting too close either, and the film brought in a not-so-perfect $16.2 million at the box office.
The audiences didn't seem to gravitate to it at all. I think it's difficult to buy Heather Locklear as Unlucky in Love. And there was sort of a cute mother-daughter thing between the two of them.
That movie was not very well received by critics. It did garner Hilary a Razzie nomination for Worst Actress. Unfortunately, it's sort of the same sort of Hilary Duff kind of winning, charming, earnest personality that she's done in other films as well.
You know, nobody's perfect.
And cut it.
For Hilary, that trend would continue when she reprised her role as Lorraine Baker in the Steve Martin-led sequel, Cheaper by the Dozen 2, later that same year.
People like to see the progression. They like to see kids growing up on TV and on screen, and they like the fact that everybody came back.
Meanwhile, Haley was making appearances in both Joan of Arcadia and, most recently, the long-running family series, Seventh Heaven.
Hilary Duff having a good run on Seventh Heaven this past season, probably will be back again.
It was cool. It was really fun.
She plays a pregnant teen, and that's another very good role.
Thank you. It was good to see you guys again.
When we come back, the Duff sisters talk about living in a material world.
They are very unappreciative of the things that they have, and, you know, we feel lucky to have the things we have.
Hilary and Haley Duff are the ultimate sister act. They've worked together in television, they've collaborated musically. In fact, you hardly ever see one without the other. So it was only a matter of time before these material girls would materialize on the silver screen together.
You having fun yet?
Yeah, it's easy. We're getting to hang out with each other. So.
In the beginning of the movie, they have a lot of money, and they kind of lose everything for a minute. And just watching them kind of go through life and struggle and trying to do things for themselves is quite funny to watch, you know, with girls that haven't needed to do anything for themselves their whole life.
Yeah. They are very unappreciative of the things that they have, and, you know, we feel lucky to have the things we have, and we...
Totally different life
Yeah,
circumstances.
they're just kind of,
they come from a place that we
wild
definitely
children.
didn't come from.
That appreciation has made the Duff girls anything but pre-Madonnas. Well, sort of.
Well, Material Girls has a couple things going for it. One, it's produced by Maverick Entertainment, which is Madonna's company. And also, Haley and Hilary did a duet of a remake of the Madonna song, Material Girl.
They were easy to work with. They're so funny together, and they would keep each other on task, as well as bring this incredible chemistry that they have, and it was a lot of fun.
But whether or not they should continue to capitalize on that chemistry is a question that Hilary and Haley will have to address as they enter adulthood and a very critical phase of their careers.
I think my long-term advice is don't do it as sisters. Forge your own paths.
As long as Hilary Duff keeps doing what she's doing, movies to TV, she's going to be just fine. She's going to have a long career ahead of her, as long as she doesn't go down that destructive path as many of her contemporaries have.
Haley's made very good choices in terms of what she's done. So I think Haley's kind of plugging along and separating herself from being referred to as, it'll be a while before she'll be able to have her own name. But if Ashley Simpson can do it, she sure can too.
Over the years, Hilary and Haley Duff have defied the odds by becoming two of Hollywood's hottest young talents. And despite all their success, these rising stars still manage to keep both feet firmly planted on the ground.
You know what is so cool about it is, like, I like acting and I like singing just the same, but, like, I get to be on the road with my sister. It's so exciting, you know?